the 946 slides that I show you, I will promise I will only read one of them, were created by two sets of people, Christine Copeland and Teresa Jones from our Renewable Energy Efficiency Program. I'm going to fly through those because I have a sense folks are much more interested in the agriculture right now. And then there's another set of slides created by Avery Drysdale, who has helped us get off the ground a very exciting initiative in farm and food systems at the college. So what I was going to say, though, in preface was that a day like today is so exciting. I don't know if you feel this, where you see sustainability issues being talked about and being worked on from so many different facets of our world, right? I mean, you see it in commerce, you see it in businesses, you see it in co-ops, you see it in community activism, you see it in social organizations. And we at Greenfield Community College feel that the community college, our community college in particular, community colleges in general, play an absolutely crucial role in this whole body of work. We have, and Trevor here is from GCC also. Trevor is an English faculty person who has been working for, I don't know how many years, on our Green Campus Committee. Our campus, by example, we educate in classes, but we also educate by example. And Trevor's work with his committee, we have recycling, we have composting, we have a commitment from our food service to buy local. We have
some renewable systems. I mean, we helped push a little of that, but most of that came from grant money from the state.
Pushing the college to have renewable systems, and the college has purchased geothermal. It has a huge PV array. It has solar thermal. It has a pellet system. I'm saying I don't know how renewable that is, but anyway. And so by example, we do that. And about 8 or 9 years ago, we established a program in renewable energy efficiency. It is a model for community colleges around the country. If you want to know more about that, I'm going to fly through those slides. If you want to know more about that, I'm happy to talk about that. And that model, well, I will, let me just walk through a couple slides until I get there. I do want to talk about SAGE, though. So we created this renewable energy efficiency program. And when people were talking about sustainability and renewable energy, automatically they start talking about food. How can you talk about energy systems and sustainable energy systems without talking about local food? What Don said about the 1,500 miles of shipping your food from abroad, that's very energy inefficient. And so we developed this food, this program in liberal arts and farm and food systems, modeled after John Gerber's, not modeled after, designed so that it would feed into John Gerber's program at UMass. And we realized that the two things together, the renewable energy work and the work on food systems, have to be done in concert. Especially, and we did this from the perspective of science. So the science department has put together these two programs, and we call it SAGE, Sustainable Agriculture and Green Energy. And our goal, as the mission here says, we will become a regional and national educational resource for the dissemination of successful green curriculum and workforce development practices. That's our dream. That's what and we'll be formally unveiling this SAGE Education Center in the fall. We're very, very excited about that. So I'm going to just say a little bit about the renewable energy initiatives. So this was before. Just to the right of this picture now is a 9 kW, 98 kW, 78 kW, a really big photovoltaic array. And this was the Green, I think Brian and the Green Campus Committee facilitated the purchase of this PV array, and then that led to much, much more since then. This is a class from our Renewable Energy Efficiency program. And what is true about our energy programs and what is true about our programs in food and farm is we believe in science and doing the science behind this, and we believe in getting outside, getting your hands dirty, actually touching the systems, working the systems, installing the systems. We have people in our classes that range in age from 16 to 70 in these different programs. This is true in community colleges in all of our programs. It's especially true here. Both of our programs are attracting people. So we have both a certificate and a liberal arts program. Again, I know we want to get to the agriculture. The faculty, we have this amazing collection of faculty, both again in the renewable energy and in the farm and food. So in renewable energy, we have 2 full-time faculty who run the program, and we have perhaps a dozen adjunct faculty who are the practitioners in the field. So students are learning the science and the policy and the big picture learning from Teresa Jones, and then they do the hands-on stuff with folks who are installing PV in the day. They come to the school at night and teach the students how to do it there. They are insulating buildings in the day, and they come at night and physically work with students to show them how to do the insulating. Again, getting out in the field very actively. The classroom, as I said, is mixed. We have lots of displaced workers, lots of unemployed workers, lots of folks coming to get retraining to find a new career. We have lots of 16-year-olds or 18-year-olds, I don't know how old you folks are, who are just so excited about learning about this whole new world, recognizing that learning about this will change the world. So here's what I now understand is what the main purpose of your main interest is, the farm and food systems. And so a couple of years ago, sort of modeling it after the initiatives we did with renewable energy, we said, well, what should we do? What are the niches that lots of folks are working on food stuff? What isn't being done? And again, it's that community college connection. It's being able to get credit for it. It's being able to take the learning that you have at the community college and either go get a job and work on a farm, or go transfer to UMass or other schools that have programs in sustainable food and farm systems. And so, and the program that we developed includes environmental studies, includes a very significant scientific component, soil science, permaculture, botany, and obviously has an agricultural component as well. Abra Dresdale is the woman who has sort of been a committee of faculty got together to put this together, but she has been the real powerhouse behind all of this and has brought to the college a whole systems approach. And we've talked, I've heard in many of the other workshops today, farming is not just putting seeds in the ground and then collecting vegetables. It's how do you process the food? How do you distribute the food? It's issues about social equity and social justice. How do you get food, good food, healthy food distributed to all of our communities? How do you facilitate urban farming? And that is the focus. It's a whole systems focus that we try to focus on at the college. And in addition, we developed 7 or 8 one-credit, we call them reskilling classes. So this is what used to be, what did UMass have though, where they, agricultural extensions. You can sort of think of this as agricultural extension gone organic, okay? And so we have courses in mushroom foraging, beekeeping, 4 seasons farming, and both students take these classes and community members can take it not for credit in the same classroom at the same time, creating these wonderful classroom dynamics. I say classroom, they're really out in the field, getting their hands dirty on these things. Community service is an integral part of what we include in our farm systems classes. It also is integrated into our renewable energy classes as well. One of the foundational courses is a course called Introduction to Food Systems. I think I've already alluded to that. Again, looking at agriculture issues in a very holistic way. And that is considered a social science class. And they do lots of field trips. This is the CDC in Greenfield, where they do food preservation and storage. what is this, the Greenfield Farmers Market. They go, not only do they visit that, but part of their service learning activities contribute to the farmers market. And amazing amount of work is put into proposals and research with real clients. So the first year that this course ran, the client was the town of Greenfield. And the town of Greenfield wanted to have a better understanding of what directions they should move in terms of improving food systems. How am I doing for time? Are we, like, I have no concept of this.
You have 8 more minutes.
Excellent. And so the town of Greenfield worked with this class of about 20 students, again, all ages from lots of different backgrounds. And the students worked in, I think, 4 or 5 different groups. One worked on agriculture, as in finding viable land, like the kind of, you know, how about if we can make a farm like Don's in this tract of land over here. Another group worked on food distribution, another worked on preservation and canning, education, transportation. Those were the different pods that different students worked on. They did a presentation to the town. 50 townspeople came, including the mayor, the press, people. I don't know if any of you folks are from the Greenfield area. If you're interested in food and are from the Greenfield area, you were there that day. It was amazing to see who showed up for that presentation. One of the other hallmark courses in this program is a Permaculture Design course. People who take this course can get a state-recognized Permaculture Design certificate. Again, very much a lot of science and theory behind it, and also a lot of field trippy type stuff. And we use the outdoors as a classroom. The woman on the left is Ava Dresdale, who I was mentioning before. And a lot of design work and presentation. And this one was a design that was done on the benefit of the Franklin County Technical School. I think I skipped over, what did that say? Internships, yes, did I tell them? We have a very active internship program. Just again, the John Gerber's program at UMass, they get them out in the field a lot. We're trying to replicate that as much as possible. We have a partnership with Just Roots. Do you know Just Roots in Greenfield? We have a partnership with Just Roots, which is, those folks are taking the town farm in Greenfield, which was completely abandoned, and trying to make it agriculturally viable again. And our students will go there and work there as in an internship relationship. So one of the proposals that came from that first Introduction to Food Systems class from the students was, they said, you know, GCC should have a permaculture garden. Yeah. We should walk the walk, right? We should, and I'm the administrator, like, are you kidding me? We don't have money for that. Who's going to take care of it? There's no way that's going to happen. No. And they came up with, were you at that, Trevor, when they presented this proposal?
I wasn't there.
Oh my God, it knocked my socks off. And more importantly than knocking my socks off, it knocked the president of the college's socks and shoes off. And the bottom line is they created a proposal, a very thorough design of what they would plant, how they would plant it, where they would plant it, how they would take care of it, what the long-term maintenance of this would be, how we would fund it, and brought it to the president and president's staff, and it was approved. So, so they had a forum, a charrette at the college, again inviting the entire, not just the college community, the entire Greenfield community. And they said to the town of Greenfield, Franklin County, if the college were to create a permaculture garden, what should it be? What should it represent? What goals should it have? And were you involved with that one?
I was teaching.
You were teaching that day. I don't know. Again, perhaps 50 people came to this event. It was just quite striking how many people are interested in this. And they developed the goal that it should serve as an outdoor classroom, that it should engage the broader community, it should be a demonstration site showing how patterns in nature can be used to sustain the site, and I'm not reading well, but that's all right. And that'd be a dynamic collaboration of a bunch of different folks. And so the proposal was approved. There were 3 different phases for it. This is the design. Now, this rectangle here is a just completed or almost just completed zero net energy greenhouse. This is a 1,000 square foot greenhouse that has solar thermal on the top of the roof, will have PV on the top of the roof, will have both active and passive solar collectors on the north wall of the greenhouse, is hyper insulated. I mean, I've never seen a building more insulated in my life than this building is insulated. The goal is that the beds will be warmed with solar thermal water so that you can have the air be down to 35 or 40 degrees, but the beds stay warm. Anyway, that's our near net zero greenhouse, and the students designed the Permaculture Garden around that space. This was going to be phase 2. I will tell you more about that if I have time. They had a phase 3 as well. And here they were in the fall beginning to do you know about lasagna? Where you have really bad soil and you make a lasagna. You put down compost, and then you put down, who knew, cardboard and newspaper? Yeah. And then you put down like a foot of straw, and you let it sit over the winter time. And this soil that had been concrete, I mean, it was just the worst soil you've ever seen. We just were digging in it, Trevor and I, last Friday. Worms were coming up. Did you see worms? There were worms in there. Where'd those worms come from? I mean, and the soil already is becoming regenerated. Wow. And so perhaps I've been in the education business for 30 years. My most exciting day in my entire career was a week ago Friday, when perhaps 25 to 40, maybe 50 people in the 4 hours came out to this space. It was planting day. It was permaculture planting day. Trevor was there. I do know that for a fact. He's got very dirty fingernails to prove it. The VetNet Center, I mean, the veterans group came out en masse. The Permaculture Club group came out en masse. There were teachers, staff, people. There was a dean who was the happiest dean that you've ever seen. There were all kinds of folks from all walks of life on campus. And we had a blast. Who was in charge? It wasn't the teachers in charge. It wasn't the deans that were in charge. It was the students who designed it, who led these teams and said, Peter, go plant that strawberry over there, dig a hole over there. It was so much fun. I want to undo it all so we can do it all over again.
That's not permaculture.
Permaculture, and most of the plants that were planted that day there were shrubs, strawberries, perennial vegetables, rhubarbs. What else?
Kale, juneberry.
Things that would very likely come back year after year. There is a patch for annual vegetables. We have a course in organic gardening, and the organic gardeners planted just the next day a patch of annual vegetables. And above that is an herb garden that was planted that day as well. And we still have some more planting to do. I probably am running out of time. I can talk forever about this. I'm very, very excited about this. This is the community college. Our tagline, it's the place where science, civic responsibility, I'm going to forget my tagline. Science, civic responsibility, and workforce development. It's the place where they meet. Okay.
Wow.
It really is a wow. I think it is one of the answers. As I said in the beginning, it's not at all the answer. All the work that you folks are doing is part of the answer. But the community college is a resource, is a place that must be tapped as part of this discussion. If anybody's interested in either the Renewable Energy program or the Farm and Food Systems program, I have little brochures for those. I also have hot off the press and very much in rough draft samples, SAGE brochures. Again, the formal unveiling of that won't happen until the fall.